That was awful. That was awful. I was picking the dead out of the water, dragging them up, dragging them bits and pieces. That was dreadful. The fires, oh God alive, was dreadful, dreadful. You shut out, you forget it. You make yourself forget it. Are you with me?
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Lights, Camera, Combat podcast. The podcast where we talk to incredible people with inspirational stories with a life in connection to combat and shine a light on it. Over the course of this series I'll be sitting down with Veterans 10 TV presenters, world record holders, incredible athletes and even World War II veterans to help me and hopefully you find the light at the end of any tunnel. On today's episode I'm sitting down with D-Day veteran Ron Butcher. Ron joined the war effort at just 15 years old and served at D-Day when he was only 17. He has some incredible and emotional, heartbreaking stories of moments and terrifying, harrowing incidents that still stick with him today, that he still struggles with on a daily basis. This episode was recorded back in November, just before Remembrance Day, and Ron sometimes takes a little bit of time to recall some certain details of stories, but trust me, when he does, they are conversations that you've never heard before, you'll never hear again, and you will certainly not want to miss. So wherever you are, however you listen, sit comfortably and listen to this episode of Lights, Camera, Combat. Ron, welcome to the podcast. Thank you very much for sitting down with me today, joining me. You are, among many things, a World War II veteran, Navy veteran, Normandy veteran, as well as a whole life of other adventures I look forward to chatting about. But firstly, what I do want to say is I believe that happy birthdays are in order for a couple of days ago. 98 years young.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday. Did you have a good day?
Had a good day.
What did you get up to? Did you do much?
On that day, Sunday, went to my birthday party at the Guildhall. Never seen so many people in the Guildhall. That one there carted me round. All the people what were there, shook hands with them all.
Wow.
Didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Christ.
Well, they came to see you, so
Well,
you couldn't sit in the corner.
well, that's what I wanted to do, sit out of the way, be quiet.
Not get all the attention.
Like,
You loved it.
I did after a while, yeah.
It warms up.
As always seems to be the case. We're currently sat in your living room. We've got your daughter and the dog, who's behaving herself very well in the corner at the moment. I think she's asleep or trying to sleep. So she's looking very cute over there. But Ron, I do want to get into everything. But firstly, as I'd like to do with everyone that I speak to, I want to find out your earliest memories. Do you have any memories of what it was like growing up in the late 1920s, 1930s?
I can remember as a boy of 11-year-old ploughing with a tube plough. The father used to line it out, and me with a horse attached to the tube plough.
Go around.
Yeah, and go down in the field, back, round, all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at work, and he would line the next bit out, and I'd go all the way around and leave a bit like that, which he'd fish, the furrow.
Mm.
Word, bloody hell! Honestly, that was awful. Really, I had to do it.
What was your father's job?
He was on the forestry. We lived in a forestry holding. Well, that was a crown holding, and the forestry took him over. So he worked for the forestry, planting trees, little trees.
Did you go into that with him at any point?
No, not till after the war. After the war I did for a spell, and I thought, well, I'm not going to put up with this. I had to bike about 6 miles to start work. 6 miles on a bike.
Yeah.
Through the forestry tracks. Right.
Not worth it.
No. So I got a job at the army camp.
At the Blake and Heath, you got a job to start with, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
As a kitchen porter.
Yeah, that's right, for the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if I'm correct, we've jumped a little bit. So, you, which is crazy and ridiculous, but if I'm not mistaken, you signed up for the war when you were 15.
Yeah.
Do you remember having any perception of the war? Did you have any thoughts of the war before you signed up as a teenager? Do you remember any thoughts towards it at that point?
Well, the father got called up. He was a great war man, and he got called up for the. That time was what was it called? That wasn't Home Guard. Before the Home Guard.
I think it's
Huh?
Yeah.
What was it called?
The local defence volunteers.
That's right. And I was a local defence soldier boy.
Mm.
I had a khaki uniform and a tin helmet and all that. And the father got called up and I had to go with him. You know, do the spade work, cleaning, oiling, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty good on the rifle range at 15. I was a good shot. Ross rifle we had.
Mm.
Canadian.
Mm.
Canadians flooded this country with every rifle they had. They knew that the Germans wouldn't get them in Canada, so they sent all the guns they could muster to this country. Yeah.
You just mentioned there. So your dad fought in the First World War.
Yes.
Did he see lots of action out there? Was he in there for a long period of time?
What, my dad?
Yeah.
My dad was in the Northamptonshires, and he was in the 2 battles in France, and he got captured. He got captured by the Germans about, I believe he said that was 2 months before the war finished.
Wow. Okay.
And he said that well, the Germans did not ill-treat their prisoners.
Mm.
The Germans were all right in the First World War.
Wow.
Not like this Hitler gangster. Anyway, he came back after the war was over. He got repatriated back here, his regimental headquarters, and when they saw that he was an ex-prisoner of war, they stamped his card to say that he had a good war. Well, he'd fought all the way through the war with Germany till the last 2 months.
Mm.
They stamped his card to say that he had a good war, because the Germans looked after the prisoners. So he got posted to Egypt for 2 years, because he had a good war.
So did he talk to you? Because obviously not many people spoke about experiences in both wars. Did your dad speak to you much about his time in the First World War?
Bits and pieces.
Mm.
I used to ask him, say, leave it alone, I don't want to know. And he sometimes he would tell me.
Yeah. So then back to you, 15 years old. You've signed up. How did the signing up process happen for you that you remember?
Well, that come out, earnest men was calling up 15 to 16-year-olds for the mines. They were called Bevan boys. So I used to go with my mother to Nottingham to my sisters, older than me, to my sisters, stay with her like a few days. And what happened then? I said to her, when he's calling up 15-year-olds for the mines, I said, I'm not going down no bloody mines. Anyway, I said, then they were begging for seamen, because they had a big recruiting office in Norwich, one of the halls, the big halls. And anyway, I said, I'm going to Norwich to volunteer as a seaman. So I went to Norwich with a few more lads. And in this hall there was Merchant Navy walkway, Royal Navy all the way up, RAF the lot. And I went in the Royal Navy corridor. My mates who went with me, some were older than me, went with me to volunteer. They said, Butcher, you say, you can't be Royal Navy. He say you're ex-Ulster, because I used to go to Ulster. I had another aunt at Ulster, whose husband was a trawler captain, and I used to go on his boat sometimes. When I was up there.
Yeah.
And they said, you can't be in that corridor. He said, get you in the Merchant Navy one. And they hauled me out and put me in the Merchant Navy one. That's how that come about.
So for people that might not know, what was it that the Merchant Navy did? What was their role?
Feed the country. Arms, ammunition, oil, the lot, everything. Without the merchant seamen, that it did happen. Did you know how many seamen died?
No.
Oh, they don't know really how many, because the British mercantile marine 260% then was recorded as dead. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
And that's a lot of seamen died. The highest amount of any of the groups, Army, Navy, Air Force, the lot. That's the highest. And that's why when we was ashore, we was looked after. Carry this. You know what pays for that? Long as you had a pink cap and a seaman's gear on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we was looked after.
Do you think then there was an element of Merchant Navy being targeted because you take them out, you take out the food, the supplies, the munitions, everything else?
And the troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the troops.
Yeah.
So what was you sign up, you get into the Merchant Navy. What's your earliest memory of being in the Navy?
Being in the Navy was a training ship. As a young man, did you ever hear of the Vindicators?
No.
Oh. Anyway, the Vindicators was an old wooden sailing boat towed from Germany.
Yeah.
From the Great War to the Sharpness docks. They moved the Merchant Navy training school from Ulster to sharpness docks at the where the bombing. And every how that come about that I went before I was 16. I signed on at Norwich, and then I got called up to the Vindicatrix and a railway piggery. So mother used to go up to Paddington quite a lot because she had a sister lived there, and she went up with me when I got called up. Got what gear I wanted, and went to Paddington where she lived in a police house because her husband was a policeman, and went from there. Where did I go? Paddington? Yes, Paddington to Gloucester. And Gloucester down to Sharpness. And I went to, took my gear, went to Paddington to Gloucester, to the west coast, to Gloucester, then down to Sharpness. And when I got to Sharpness, they called it the hut, and that was a wooden hut, little like Barnum sort of carry on, little village. There was a hut where that was a railway building, and that was signed by boys. Now all over it. Anyway, this a doctor bloke, he said, "Come on," he said, "I'll help you. I'll walk you." He walked me down this pathway to the training ship. When I got to the gate, and the officer what was on the gate, he was like a non-commissioned officer, NCO. He called an officer. The officer came and said, "What time do you call this?" I said, "What? Now what did he say?" I won't repeat what he said. What the F is you doing here this time? Anyway, come on, follow me. And I followed him, and he took me into the wash place. Right? Strip off. Well, wait a minute, people never talk to me like that, but I had to strip off, and he washed my back, and soaped me down, rinsed me over, cold water, and this was in November. Oh, God. Anyway, threw me enough towels to dry myself, and dress the maid. Follow me. Why we went from the old ship to the army hut. There was an army camp, army huts, where they turfed the army out and put seamen in, and give me a bunk. Honestly, he said, "What the F you doing?" He just turned up, "William F. been beat." I thought, oh my God, I named it now, and I'm doing something now. I thought. Anyway, that was awful. 5 weeks training. Every morning we had to do a mile run there to a little dock and back, with the officer running behind with a stick, whacking them one. Go on, you bucket, go on. Honestly, that was awful. And there was a barge. Five lads used to punt this barge with long poles, with a swill from the camp to a farmer up the river. Yeah. But that's hard work rolling full 40-gallon drums of pig swill up to the farm, drag it off onto a key he got there, and 5 empty ones back, and go back. That was all right going home, downstream, but oh, it's dreadful. And of all things, every Monday, there was 150 boys joined.
Wow.
Oh, bloody bedlam. Anyway, there's and the first week I was there, a number of local lads what joined this merchant navy training ship, their parents come and took them home. You know, you've got no bloody merchant navy. You said you take a turn in the army and get called up. Honestly. Yeah.
Wow.
They took them back. And the powers that be had to let them go back. They're under the age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time that you would have wanted to have wished you were being taken away and not having to go through all the training that you were doing, or after a while did you just get used to it?
No. I wouldn't dare go home like that. I'll lose my head. If my mum and dad were just 2 miles up the road, I wouldn't dare go home. No. Because my sister was in the range. Oh, God.
So you finished your training. What was the first mission that you remember being sent on?
Liberty, not a Liberty boat, but ex-trawler, what was turned into a minesweeper. I had to do a turn on that.
Mm.
And then they sent me on leave, railway ticket on leave to back to Thetford, and then I got called up to the Merchant Navy Reserve Pool in Victoria Docks. That's a hell of a dock. Did you ever go anywhere near the docks?
I haven't, no.
No, that's a hell of a place. That's a bloody rum place to find your way about. Then, blackout and all this. Anyway, I went there and signed on the pool, and they put me in a hotel there. There's 2 or 3 hotels that toughed the people out and made it seem fresh, you know.
Yeah.
And I think I was in this hotel about a couple of nights, and you had to report to the pool office every morning for ships. And I reported about two days later to the pool that morning, and give me ticket. Where is that? Look, read it. So I read it. I was posted from London to South Shields. The South Shields ship, I can never remember that name. Federal, wasn't it? It's just better. That was a grain, an 8,000 ton grain ship.
Cool.
And I joined it. There was the whole. You young people would never realise what sort of carry-on it was. There was civilian radio operators, Marconi. They weren't even in the bloody Navy or Army or nothing. Marconi radio operators done the radio side of it, of the ship, and there was carpenters, too old to be seamen really. They were civilians, and RAF and army gunners. Oh, the whole thing was a whole mix-up. And we went from South Shields down the coast, joining ships coming out, joining the convoy, and we were, I think they said there was 70 in the convoy to Boston, New York, Quebec, Montreal. We went to we went Boston, then we went to Quebec. So much corn at Montreal and filled up in Quebec. That's right, to 10,000 tons. I believe they said it was 10,000 tons, and tanks, guns, ammunition, shells, God knows what. Yeah.
And were you collecting them to bring back?
Yeah.
So you were sailing to Canada to pick this stuff up, to bring it back for the British troops.
And we was taking aero engines as ballast for the Americans to repair.
Yeah.
They didn't like them in British factories. They ballast. They said that they'd be taken to America, repaired and returned for the Air Force. Yeah. Honestly,
So, I understand you were on a specific mission where your ship hit a mine or got torpedoed or was blown up, hit a bomb. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was. No, this is difficult. This was the latter part of D-Day.
But weren't you torpedoed earlier on? You had two separate times, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it on the Atlantic convoy that you were torpedoed?
Pardon?
Didn't you get torpedoed in the Atlantic convoy?
I don't know about that.
Oh.
Anyway, the one what I do really remember and always will remember was I was posted to the Padre Corps. So I said, oh, for Christ's sake. You know where you're going, Butcher, that is. So, oh my God. Anyway, posted you went. And that was awful. That was picking the dead. That was awful. Picking the dead out of the water. Dragging them bits and pieces. Dragging them up. Dreadful. Dragging them bits and pieces. We took a load of dead to Middlesbrough. And the Middlesbrough, we I'm saying that a weekly, but you know what I mean? Coaster. And we took this load of dead. First load, that was awful. But anyway, we had to do it. And a lot of them weren't even put in body bags. Anyway, just chucked them in, rolled them, took them up the coast and done the same job, dragged them off into this huge cemetery. This huge place was dug out ready to get rid of the dead.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think that was not a Baptist church. Some other name. Anyway, we were told told, get back, do your job. Don't talk about it when you leave the job. Oh, Christ.
So, what we're talking about at the moment is this your involvement in the D-Day landings, the Normandy landings. Was that your mission when you were there?
My first mission was delivering ammunition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shells, mortars, the lot, to you name it, the Canadian beach.
Juno Beach, was it Juno?
Juno.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the Juno, and tied up, and then we offload. And that's where I met my mate from Thetford.
Really?
There's the mayor's father. There's Harvey. The mayor's Harvey.
Mm.
There's Harvey. He was Royal Army Service Corps. He was a driver. And I was up here, and he was down here on the landing craft, delivering the vehicles to the beach, right? And he said, "Butcher, butcher." Well, I couldn't see him. All them people, all them pushing and lugging and getting cracking. There's so much bloody noise you couldn't hear or see or anything else. Anyway, I did see him and shout at him, you know, Des Harvey. Yeah.
So this was the day, this was D-Day +1, the day after D-Day that you arrived.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
So you unload everything off.
Yeah.
Continue to resupply, and then
I think it took them about 5 days to unload.
5 days. You were there about 5 days unloading.
Yeah.
And then at some point there's an explosion on the ship, and some people lose their lives. What do you remember? What happened when that moment that the explosion happened?
I forget what. I forget what charge. I think I was on the 4 to 8 in the morning. 4 to 8 watch. And we hit a mine that blew the chain locker off. You know the barriers like that?
Yeah.
We hit the port side, the left hand side, and that blew that anchor chain locker off. Yeah, and cause I forget what happened then. Most of the crew went to help to canvas it. You put the canvas over the barriers and pull it tight and carried on.
So you lose people on board, but the mentality is just patch it up, keep doing what we're doing.
Keep going, yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember what you thought your feelings were at the time surrounding, you know, being part of D-Day, the landings? Did you feel like you were getting closer to the end of the war?
No, the only time I think that was the third time. The third time we took a load to Ghana. And I thought, hello, we're all right. George V was there. Cool, bloody hell. Oh, the noise was awful. The noise. Broadsides, for Christ's sake. 17-inch shells. They made more bloody noise going over the top of you than they did coming out of the ship.
Yeah.
Dreadful. And when they fire broadside, you take the broadside go 3 guns together, then they go boom boom boom. The 3 go different, and the ship go different. The ships all go. Anyway, forget about it.
That's no wonder you need your hearing aids now. Then, if you've
Well, I lost my hearing. Yeah.
So, what did it feel like? The sights and the sounds and everything. Does that still sit with you now?
The sound, the sight and everything was as bad as bloody London fog. The fumes, the smoke, the fires. Oh God, alive and dreadful. The fires. Dreadful. Oh God, alive and dreadful.
Was the sound also people as well as explosions?
Pardon?
Were the sounds also from people as well as the explosions? Was there a lot of screaming around where you were, or wounded soldiers?
No, there weren't much screaming. I don't think the clergymen got on very well with the language. The terrible language. Oh dear. Dreadful. Yeah.
What was it? Was it the camaraderie of people together at the time that maybe made it easier to get through it when it was just?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you have a good relationship with the people that you served with?
Yes. Yeah. Got the seaman's cabin was about that big. 3
Small
bunks.
box.
Three.
Yeah.
Nine seamen sat in that space. Yeah. Never took your clothes off. No. Yeah. Well,
Have you found it easy going back onto boats since the time in the war, or has it kind of lingered with you, the stuff that you did and the stuff that you saw and heard?
well, you shut out. You forget it. You make yourself forget it. Shut out. You forget it. Are you with me?
Yeah.
You make yourself forget it. Up bodies, hook them. Are you with me? Bodies out. You can see the faces and the mouths open up. Oh, so anyway, you have to forget that. You put on that job, that's it. You think you put with the parsons are bloody sight worse than what the men are.
Mm.
The reverends, the captains. Well, Christ, dreadful.
So those images, you still see them now as clearly as you did
Yes.
80 years ago?
Yes, I do, yeah. Yeah.
If you go to sleep, those images would come up?
They do sometimes.
They do?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that feel now when they come up?
Awful. I have wait, get myself, go somewhere else, do something else, and settle down. Yeah. Can't hear, can't see properly. No.
What was your last mission in the war that you remember?
My last mission was the last convoy. How the hell I come to get on that? But anyway, the last convoy was to Canada. Yeah. But I'd also carried on at sea a couple of years after the war. That's another story.
Mm.
Yeah. When I left the sea, I had to sign off at the pool in London, Victoria Docks, and went in there to sign off and get my back pay and all that, you know. Anyway, young butcher, come you here. No, who the hell is that? Called me in, and that was an ex-captain. He was a captain then. He was a mate, a three-ringer, chief officer.
Wow.
When I sailed with him, and he said, "I've got a job for you, a nice little job." I say, what, where? He said, Antarctic. Bloody Antarctic. I said, what, oil? Yeah. That was a Liberty, they made Liberty tankers as well as Liberty ships, cargo ships. Anyway, that was, they were called Mary and Elizabeth, not Royal. They weren't Royal, they were just NB motor vessel. Which one I was on was Elizabeth. That's it. Joined it in Cardiff. And went to that island near the Panama. Panama Canal.
Yes.
There's an island there where it's a huge oil tank where the local weekly boats, we call them, there were 2,000 ton tankers, weekly boats, that would deliver the oil from South America up through the Panama and delivered it to this big tank up. This tank, we used to have a walk round it. You could walk round the whole bloody island in a few hours, and seemingly that was all chipped out and dug out by slave labour. Anyway, that was the fuel oil for ships, and I believe these tankers, they were twin tankers. They carried 7,000 ton of oil down to the Antarctic to the whaling fleet. If you remember Ocean Harvester, the factory ship, do you? Mm-hmm. You do?
The name?
Ocean Harvester, that was a whaling factory ship. And we pumped so much into that fuel oil and pumped so much ashore. I forget what bloody island they call it now. Anyway, most of the workers down there were Norwegian for some reason. Norwegian seamen, which are bloody good seamen they are. Anyway, I did go on a killer. They were trawlers made bows stronger than anything. And I went on there for a trip. Only one trip. I got the killers. That's terrible. The captain used to pick the blue whale, the biggest whale you can get, the blue whale. When it let you finish blowing, boom, kill it. Harpoon, back of the head. Right? Dead. The second officer go down with batteries and a man dig a big lump out and put the batteries in and light it up. Light the whale up, then you go to the next one, like that, the same procedure, all the time. Honestly, and the factory ship would arrive and drag them up and cut them up and deal with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And anyway, after that we went and had to go back to the ship I was on, and all hands on the island I turned to, and clean all the holes out, all the tanks out of the oil, to put this cargo on what was whale oil for margarine, cooking fat and all the rest of it.
Wow.
That's where that all came from then. Yeah. That was to Middlesbrough.
Mm.
What the hell firm was that? Anyway, that was the price of that. They reckon the price of that cargo of whale oil was millions. That was worth.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the only oil which they could use to do margarine, all the cooking fats and whatnot. Yeah. Then what happened then? Yeah. I went on leave, and I was caught in between, sort of thing. Then we decided, Gracie's friend and I, we decided to get married. Right? Because you know what boys are, don't you? Then, oh, what you done there, Ronald? What you done? You shut your bloody, give you one, you shut up. Yeah. Because we decided to get married pretty quick.
Mm.
You know, they reckon I'd, been naughty. Anyway, when was my first daughter born? I was married
2 years after you got married.
2 years after I got married. I said, "What up, you?"
I was very proud of that.
Most of my mates had to get married. Oh dear. That was dreadful. Then, anyway, then what happened?
So you got a job on the land. There wasn't very many jobs around, was there? When
No.
you got married.
Yeah.
So that's when Lakenheath came in.
Yeah. There's no work. There's only work in shops.
Yeah.
Sawmills, pulp works, canning factories. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want something different to that, Anyway, if I hadn't got a job at Lakenheath for the Yanks, kitchen porter, I really don't know. I reckon I'd have gone back to sea, coasters. Then to live. That's how it was. That was dreadful. Yeah. Anyway,
You met some impressive people though, didn't you, from the time at Lakenheath?
pardon?
You met some impressive people when you were at Lakenheath.
Yeah. Generals, air marshals. That wasn't at Lakenheath where I met a famous person. That was Colchester.
No, Lakenheath, you met a lot of famous people.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of them had their own planes, didn't they?
Yeah.
Can you remember some of the names?
I forget.
General Kellogg?
Andrew Kellogg.
Andrew Kellogg?
Yeah.
Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Was he a major? Or a general?
General.
And he had his own plane?
His own aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was someone else. Vanderbilt, millionaire woman.
Yeah.
She had her own praying.
Mhm.
And at Vanderbilt, who else was it? Eisenhower,
Wow.
yeah. He shook my hand,
Really?
yeah. He's a nice sort of bloke. Churchill, oh Christ, honestly. That was at Colchester. Oh, I hadn't told you about when I did a little bit of creeping, got promoted.
Mm.
That's a long time later though.
Yeah,
You stay at Lakenheath a bit longer
yeah,
because you met lots of majors and generals who owned their own plane because they were so rich.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt,
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt,
Mhm.
the son,
Yeah.
not the president.
And Hershey.
Who?
Hershey.
Hershey. Oh, yes. He's an old bugger, he was.
And you worked at Lakenheath for quite a while, didn't
Yeah.
you? Because there wasn't any work around.
That's right. And they used to, the man, the bloke in charge of the message, called one of us, would go, we are, the general wanted to go in the toilet block. We had to go in and search the toilet block to see that no bugger was in there to assassinate him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's no one in there, sir. Then they'd go in and,
Do the business.
yeah. Oh, but I always remember Churchill. That was
Yeah.
at Colchester,
Talk to me about that.
the Prime Minister,
Yeah.
and who else was with him?
It wasn't at Colchester, Dad.
Where was it?
I think it was either on the battle area in Thetford, but it was definitely more local because it was back in the day, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't remember.
You didn't go to Colchester until you were a lot older and I was grown up.
Anyway, wherever it was, that was Churchill.
Mm.
I forget where it
I
was.
bet that was probably at Lakenheath when he was meeting with the Americans.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forget.
But
Anyway, I know.
talk to me about when you met him.
I always remember. His alley took his overcoat off, right? He gives us to hang up. Well, you bloody there want the two men to hang the bloody thing up. So what the hell? He got there's two Colt 6-shooters all in each bloody pocket. Crushed alive. He could, that was arranged so he could put his hand in his pocket, cock it and fire it through.
Wow.
If anything happened, he was got to defend himself. I do believe that there was an attempt on his life, Churchill.
Mm.
They didn't get away with it. Anyway, we was all right.
Before, I want to bring it to the present day in a minute and ask a couple of questions about how you feel about it all now. But I do just want to ask, and as I said before we started, we can leave anything behind. There was the time that you were injured and got brought back on the lifeboat. Do you remember that time? No?
No,
Don't like talking about that.
no.
That's fine. So we're going to talk about now. So I want to know from your perspective, we're talking 80 years later. How do you reflect on it all now when we're sat here talking, me and you?
A lot of people don't realise that this country nearly gave the war away. Of course, they never had a bloody air force. They had no defence against the German bombers to start with.
Yeah.
Only few old biplanes, few monoplanes. till finances come into it and Spitfires and Hurricanes and that came along. They didn't have any aircraft in our area.
Are you proud of what you did?
Boy, I don't know, I've done some bloody wrong things, honestly. Yes, I suppose so.
Should be.
Made it.
Should be.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly proud, aren't you, Dad?
Pardon?
Begrudgingly proud. He doesn't like to be proud because of all the people who aren't here
Well,
to be proud, but he doesn't like wearing his medals because he thinks it's showing off. He doesn't like to be seen as this amazing
my
veteran.
medals?
I haven't seen your medals. I'd love to see your medals.
They all hang on the coat, don't they?
Yeah, I'll get it in a minute.
In a minute.
Yeah. After we finish recording, I'd love to have a look. Did you lose many people in the war that you were friends with?
Did I lose many?
Yes. Did
Many
many
friends.
were many of your friends killed, or were you quite fortunate with the people you knew?
Well, I lost one ship. There's about seven. Seven got killed, blown to pieces.
Yeah.
Two of them on my watch.
How did that make you feel?
Pardon?
How did that make you feel?
Terrible. I don't
Yeah.
want no.
No. I'm curious to understand what someone like you, who's been through what you've been through, makes of society today. Because, you know, I'm 21. Now, I wasn't 15 that long ago, and I can tell you with certainty that no one nowadays could manage to go and do what you did at 15, 16, 17, the rest of it. What do you think it is that people don't have anymore that your generation had at that age? What do you think the difference is?
You got an enemy who's taken over most of Europe.
Yeah.
That's what caused it. Boys went. Bloody Hitler. And all this propaganda, Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gave you the incentive.
of course it did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, lastly, it's been an incredible conversation. I've learned so much, and you've had an incredible life, incredible experiences, and it's been a pleasure to talk about it all. And you know, your stories and your thoughts are far more interesting than mine. And I'd want to finish it off with what would your message be to people out there, listeners, people who need to remember, maybe haven't thought about it before, why remembering is so important? What would your message be to those people?
Oh. I mean, years ago, you came at the army and you naturally joined the Royal British Legion, which then I was president of the Thetford Royal British Legion with over 300 members.
Wow.
In Thetford. We worked damned hard. White Poppy Day organiser, everybody helped and worked to raise money for people lost limbs. Right. Wow. We had no end of Thetford people. What we helped as much as we could. Euston, Barnum, all the villages all the way around. I used to go to all the AGMs and raise money, so forth. You had to. You couldn't go past an old boy down the road with one leg and used to help them. Got wheelchairs. The actual health thing then was weak then. Really. You had to grab money to buy wheelchairs and so forth and tools and help the hospitals as far as we could. Yeah. But Otherwise, as a seaman, you didn't bother about bus fares or anything like that. They wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Go and sit down. You're all right. Go on.
So leave us with something where, if you could leave a goodwill message to people in years to come, why you want them to keep remembering stories like yours and the people that didn't come back. Why do you want people to keep remembering?
Well, not really. I don't want them to remember too much about it.
Why is that?
War is a terrible thing.
But you're a hero for doing what you did, even if you don't like to admit it. As is everybody else who came back, everyone who didn't come back.
But those what, like Des Harvey, my mate here, he who I met in Juneau.
Yeah.
Anyway, he came back, and as a boy, I used to feed him here. As a boy, anyway, we were mates belonged to the British Legion and so forth. But then he had to go and die at 60 odd, didn't he?
Well, Des didn't.
Who?
Des didn't.
How old was he?
He's about 90.
Des Harvey?
Yeah,
No.
he was.
He used to drive for Linkers.
Oh.
Huh? Des used to drive the van for Linkers Hardware.
Well, yeah, but he died when he was about 90.
Was he?
It's not that long ago.
Christ. Honestly.
Time goes fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago for you.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
But nearly all the committee men down at the Legion, they're all gone. They're all gone. And of course there's no call up sort of thing in the army.
Yeah.
The army is cut down a bit in it. The Navy, yeah, that's how it was.
I think what I'd like to say to you before we finish is, you know, we touched on the fact that you don't like to wear your medals and you don't like to make a show of what you've done, but I think, you know, we're at the time of recording this, it's Remembrance Weekend this weekend coming up, and the one thing I would say to you is, any fuss that people try and make over you is entirely deserved, because what you've done over your life is whether you choose to accept or not is incredibly heroic. And my generation and the generations of people that have come since you and that will come since me are able to live in the country that we do because of what you did. So it's been an incredible privilege for me to sit down and talk to you, so thank you very much.
I used to do the Remembrance service, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, and they used to cry over me, how I used to do it.
Because it was so poignant, because you'd read the names out of the people who had died that are on the cenotaph.
Oh.
And one of them was his friend from school.
Yeah.
And his voice would crack as he read out his name.
People would cry, oh dear.
But that's important, because it's important to really feel that moment. It's not just a list of names, it's a list of names of people that we've lost.
But
and you brought that out.
as Thetford branch boss, which I was. Anyway, when we visit like the AGM and the stuff like Brandon, Croxton, Barnum, at Wrexham Army Camp, I used to do a meeting there, and while there, I got used to it. Every time I went there, they'd form up. They'd form up outside the building, they'd form up, and Ronald and I walked out the bloody middle as president. Oh God, I said I can't put up with it, but I got used to it.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Well, listen, man, keep getting used to it, all the attention that you get, because it's well and truly deserved. Your story's been incredible, inspirational, and I've had it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you this afternoon. Let me shake your hand. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
That one there, I said, I just want to sit in front of the TV and watch the London.
Yeah.
No, you're not. She said I booked you up to go with the mayor at Thetford. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
There's going to be a guest of honour at Thetford on Sunday.
Good.
Eh? Guest of honour?
Yes.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Listen, enjoy it. Enjoy this remembrance period. Enjoy all the others.
Get the blazer out.
I will, yeah. Just finished talking.
Yeah. Enjoy it. I look forward to, we'll leave it here, and I'll look at all your medals, and once again, thank you very much, because it's been a brilliant chat. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Days are grown at old, as we that are left grow old. Age cannot word, nor the years condemn. And the going down in the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.